Well, that was a fun way to start the morning. It is March 27th, 2025. We just had a Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch, the final Direct of Nintendo Switch 1. I think we can say that pretty confidently now. In 1 week, on the 2nd, we are having a Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2. So the fact that this one happened at all is kind of crazy. Like, what a pleasant surprise. Expectations were kind of everywhere. Like, this had every potential to be the craziest Direct we'd ever seen, or completely nothing. You know, no, it's the end of the Switch's life. Like, no one expects anything at the end of a console's life. So, like, what are we gonna get? Who knows? But hey, I watched it. I enjoyed it. There's plenty to talk about, and I did just spend like all of last year rewatching every Switch Direct and talking about it, so like, we gotta complete the collection. So hey, let's talk about this Direct and go into it. Obviously, going over all the other Directs, we had the benefit of time and like, you know, reflection and hindsight. We don't have that here. Like, I am recording this like 2 hours after the presentation, so like, bear with me. My thoughts will be uncollected. This is a feature, not a bug. We opened on Dragon Quest 1 and 2, the remake, and like, I'm kind of just surprised at how quickly we heard about this. You know, the HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest 3 just came out like a couple months ago, I think. So I really thought that there'd be more time between this and, you know, the release of 3, but I guess that's why 3 took so long. They were working on all these things at the same time. So this is actually not too far out, which is kind of cool. Okay, this game is gonna go over a lot of people's heads, but I definitely got excited when I saw it. This is a continuation of the Somnium Files. What do they call it? Like No Rest for Date or something like that. I very much enjoy this series, and I am excited to see where this crazy story is going to go from here. What is this? This is Raidu remastered? Is this Devil Survivor? Or Devil Summoner? This is some Atlas spin-off thing that is beyond my education. It's like, I look at this and I get this gut reaction of like, okay, so like, was it called Devil Summoner here, but it was always called Raidu, and like now they're just like calling it that universally across the board. I don't totally know what I'm looking at, but like, hey, more Atlas RPGs, always cool to see. Hey, also on the subject of what is this? Shadow Labyrinth. This is some like dark, like Metroidvania type game, but like Pac-Man is there? Or like Pac-Man's like twisted twin brother Puck? What's going on? I think this got revealed at some point in the past, because I do remember people talking about like a messed up Pac-Man weird like game thing, and like this must be what they were talking about. Like the game looks cool. I just don't know why Pac-Man is in it. It definitely makes it notable at the very least. Patapon, what a pleasant surprise. This is a collection of Patapons 1 and 2. I think there's a Patapon 3. Am I wrong about that? I mean, you know, it's fine. These are some really cute rhythm games from the PSP that people have been talking very fondly about. I've never played them, but I'm aware of them, and this will almost certainly be my first experience with them. There was like a spiritual successor to this on like Kickstarter or something recently, right? Yeah, there was like a Kickstarter Ratatan, which, you know, is like Patapon in a different font. So hey, why not both? And then we got Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Have to fill that farming game quota. This looks cute though, and like fully voice acted. Like that's kind of unusual for a game like this. So yeah, like nothing big, nothing like too crazy. And then just Prime 4, our second big look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Oh my God, this game looks beautiful. I am floored by how beautiful this game looks graphically. Like, the art design is immaculate. Like the work is really showing based on this trailer alone. And I brought it up briefly last time I talked about Prime 4. It is really cool that they really hit the nail on the head on like just Prime feel. Like when I'm watching this, it doesn't feel like, you know, a different like first person shooter-esque game that is called Metroid Prime. Like this looks and moves and feels like the vibe is correct. This is Metroid Prime. It feels like I am looking at Metroid Prime, which is good. I mean, like, you know, you'd think that would be like step one, but I imagine that is so much more nuanced of a thing to get right than it may seem on the surface. We have psychic powers. That's like the new thing. You know, Samus has like a little purple third eye on her helmet, and like she's got these interesting telekinetic abilities. She like controlled her missile with her mind. Can only imagine the sorts of crazy puzzles. I can only imagine the puzzles and upgrades that are going to be hidden behind things that require that. We even got this new suit. This like snazzy, like red and black suit. Like, wow, it's like Christmas over here. So yeah, big, meaty Metroid trailer. Very, very awesome. And of course, they naturally, after that, give us like a Disney Villains Cafe thing. Ooh, but Witchbrook. This was very cool to see. Witchbrook has been like a game in my wish list for like 5 years. Like, or more, maybe. Like, I feel like this game has been in like the, you know, development limbo for a really long time. So it was awesome seeing it here like in a full direct. And it looks really, really nice. It's just a sort of fun, like Wizarding Academy, like, you know, sort of, you know, Stardew-like experience. Like, it looks really fun. I didn't get a great look at Eternal Life of Goldman. I was probably still in like, oh my God, Metroid headspace. But it was hand-drawn, and it looked really nice. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at that. We got a Gradius collection, which is a series of shmup games. There was a bunch of them in there, which is great. Did I hear, though, that they also made, like, a new, like, a new game in this collection of, like, classics? Like, that's cool. That's you don't hear that often. I've been playing Rift of the Necrodancer on PC recently, and it has been so much fun. This game is spectacular, so really, really cool seeing it on Switch. And it's like getting crossover songs. Like, I know, like, I played the Meat Boy ones on PC, but like now we're getting Celeste and like Pizza Tower. Like, this is cool. Strongly recommend you guys give this one a shot. And then Tamagotchi Plaza. Not quite Tamagotchi, you know, Tamagotchi. Whoops. Apparently there's like a million of these games. Like, this is like apparently a very established franchise, which like, okay. But it's cute, you know. It's weird that they had all these like really cute mini games, and then this like icky like dentist teeth cleaning game. Like, ugh. It reminds me of those like really shifty like online flash game websites that are like clean Elsa's teeth and like, ugh. We actually then got a look at Pokemon Legends DA. Like, we recently got a big look at this on Pokemon Day, but like, sure, we get another trailer. I mean, I guess what other games are there to talk about? This looked really good, though. It answered a lot of questions I had from the previous, you know, trailer. Trainer battles are, like, going to be playing a much bigger role, which is great. There were, like, almost none in Legends Arceus. And Scarlet and Violet, they were, like, also really kind of, like, not the focal point, so like it's really cool. Every Pokemon is now on Switch. I spotted those monkeys. So now we know, because I think that the monkeys, Furfrou, and Patrat were like the only Pokemon not available on Switch in any way. So like we finally crossed that threshold. It's about time. But yeah, I am really excited for this game. Of course, it's Pokemon, so like, you know, I'm getting it no matter what. I'm one of those, Pokemon and I, like we go way back, so like I'm getting this. It took until the end of the Switch's life, but we finally got a Rhythm Heaven groove. I love how weird the trailer was. I mean, you know, it honestly, like the minute that I saw how strange it was, I was called like, it's Rhythm Heaven. Like, that's that sensibility of humor. It looks so much fun. I can't wait for it. 2026 though. Okay, next was something really fascinating. This was not a game. Instead, it was a launching of like a new feature. Crazy late into the game to be introducing something like this, but like, this is nuts. What this appears to be is a sharing feature for digital games. This is a common, you know, problem with digital games. It just sort of comes with the medium. You know, they're locked to one console, really. You can transfer it if you're getting another console, but like, they're just, you know, you can't just hand it to a friend the way that you can like a physical game. This seems to be pushing the bar forward a little into making that experience easier. They talked about being able to like pass digital games, you know, from like multiple consoles if you own multiple Switches. And they also talked about being able to share digital games with people on your family plan, which is really cool. On the flip side, it also sounded like it's only people on your family plan. Like you can't just share games with like anybody. Like, you know, I thought maybe it'd be like on your friends list. But like, I guess like there's gotta be a line somewhere, I suppose. They're probably just experimenting and trying this out. This is like really, like, this is kind of groundbreaking. We've never seen anything like this attempted before. So it makes sense to me that they don't want to just completely open those floodgates. They want to open it a little bit and see how it goes. But like, what a Nintendo move, right? Like, just like innovating at the last moment, basically confirmed that Switch 2 will have this feature as well. And like, who knows where we could go from here? It's like, this is really promising. After this came like a highlight reel, you know, the ones like where they just kind of like quickly blast through a number of games without really giving it too much time. There were a couple things of note. High on Life, you know, not really my kind of game or sense of humor, but like, I could have sworn this was on Switch already, honestly. Star Overdrive and Lose Lagoon were both games that I wrote down as things that you know, speak to my sensibilities. And then Fantasy Life, I have been waiting for this game for so long. It was originally going to come out last year, but it got delayed a bunch, and now it's coming out in May. Fantasy Life was so wonderful on the 3DS, so I'm really excited for this one. I don't think this did it justice. They posted a full trailer for this game afterwards, which I think made the game look a lot better than it did in this highlight reel. Just a few more things. Saga Frontier 2 Remastered. I have no idea how many Saga games there are. It really feels like there is one Saga game like a year, and like every classic title is getting like a beautiful remaster or remake. Like, if you're a Saga fan, like, you are getting fed. Monument Valley, which is a series of puzzle games that I never heard of until today. 1 and 2 are getting put onto Switch, and they reveal that they are making a third one. So like, hey, very, very cool. These look really like a very distinct aesthetic to them. I definitely stuck in my mind. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. What? Like Hot Shots Golf? Like the game I've got on like PlayStation 3 or somewhere? Like, what? It's funny to me how in some ways this trailer looked like it had goofier, wackier mechanics than the Mario Golf game on Switch. But boy, it certainly didn't look like it ran as well as Mario Golf. Then Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This looks like it's by the Shredder's Revenge people. I'm loving this like new wave of like arcadey titles. This looks just as good as Shredder's Revenge. I'm not into Marvel the way I am Ninja Turtles, so I probably won't be playing this one, but it looks really, really good. And then we got one more game announcement. You people, man, you asked, and like now you are rewarded. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, a new Tomodachi Life game. It is so funny that there was a Tamagotchi game and a Tomodachi game in this direct. That won't get confusing. Here's the thing, all right? Like, I gotta come clean. I don't get it. I know Tomodachi Life. I never played it myself. Maybe it was that you had to be there kind of thing. But like every single direct for years, people have been asking for Tomodachi Life, and I'm sitting there like, of all things, that? Is it really all that? Is it really like that, you know, amazing of a title, or is it just memes? Is it just memes? Like, it's okay if it's memes, but like, I don't know. Maybe I gotta give it I definitely gotta give it a shot now, because like, look at this. It's weird. It's got its own special sense of humor, and I definitely respect it for that. So while I personally am not like jumping up for joy about it, like I know some people who are going crazy at this reveal. So like, hey, this is huge. But that wasn't the last thing that they talked about. Instead, Miyamoto came on screen, which, you never know where that's gonna go. And he revealed a Nintendo news app. Nintendo Today. So like, it's just a cute like calendar news app. thing. It's the kind of thing that you would expect, like, would have been there all along. You know, it's out now. I downloaded it, like, just before recording this and looked around. You could, like, theme it after certain games. You can watch this entire direct on the app. You can, like, watch Shiver dance. There's some orchestral performances. Silhouette quiz. Who's that? It's Mario. So, like, you know, obviously it's the day of launch, so there's not like a ton to look at right now. My big question is going to be, how committed are they to posting stuff on here? How much will this be supported? Like, I got their music app that they launched last year, and like, while I've liked it, it's been very drip feedy in new content, and it's just made the overall experience feel not as worthwhile. So I don't know what they're planning for this, but like, you know, I got my eye on it. And yeah, on that confusing note, the direct was over. So as sort of a like bonus end of life direct, what did we think? For me, even though like this, you know, this was not a direct for the ages. This was not one of the directs that will go down as history as one of the greatest of all time. But there was plenty of interesting things to check out and talk about. We basically knew about 2 games going into this. We knew about Metroid and we knew about ZA. Both of those games got trailers, and both of those trailers were really good. But since those were the known elements, I think a lot of people were, like myself included, wanted to know like what else was there. Rhythm Heaven and Tamagotchi Life are both really big announcements, definitely direct worthy, and will be remembered as some of the highlights of this direct. But both of them are coming out 2026, and that's a long time. Like, they might as well just be Switch 2 games at that point, and they probably will be. Like, a lot of these titles coming out later are probably gonna also come out on Switch 2. So like, as for what there is to look forward to, like right now and in the coming like couple months, you know, a few solid indie third-party titles. And like, hey, that's cool. But like, all this has to be thought about in the perspective of, we're getting another direct in a week. You know, normally after a direct, you know, we get like those few days of hype and speculation and talking about it as it starts to slowly die down, and like we wait for the next thing. But like now, like, you know, we just have to wait like 6 days and we're gonna be fed again. So like, as I'm recording this, I don't know where I'm gonna put it on the big ranking board. I think it belongs there. Every other Switch, you know, game that I talked about, I put on a board. But I'll figure it out and put it somewhere. I'm imagining it's going to be somewhere in the middle, maybe like a little higher, you know, than the middle, but not like up here, you know, but like not down here either. Like, some people are like, this thing was a huge waste of time. Calm down. I do think that there was plenty to enjoy in this direct, and you know what? If it's the last, you know, direct, if we look at it back as the last Switch direct, it was pretty cool, and just happy to live through that experience of waking up, watching like the 10, 9, 8 countdown and being like, ooh, like what's gonna happen? Like, it's just a wonderful feeling, and it'll make me happy every time, even if the game announcements aren't like the biggest things in the universe. So that's it. I've been talking for like half an hour. I'm now gonna go edit everything that I just said, throw it up as a video, and we'll probably be back here again in a week when the Switch 2 Direct happens. So thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what you thought about this Direct, and I will see you all soon. Take care.